Well, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? It is your one and only D-WIZZLE. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. I only wish it was under better circumstances because today we'll be talking about the latest pay-per-view from WWE, Backlash 2018. I guess this is a official follow-up to WrestleMania, if you don't count the greatest Royal Rumble. Going into this, I guess I was looking forward to what they were going to do after WrestleMania. Even though I felt like this overall pay-per-view has been tarnished, along with the Greatest Royal Rumble, I felt like they've both been tarnished by the fact that they decided to do the brand split, the superstar shakeup too early, and so it's kind of affecting the outcomes of the matches because certain things can't happen given the fact that certain superstars were drafted to Raw or certain superstars drafted to SmackDown. So also I feel like the Backlash overall has been affected by the fact that the Greatest Royal Rumble happened. So whatever development that they were doing after WrestleMania, I feel like it was on a screeching halt because of the Greatest Royal Rumble. Overall, I thought the Greatest Royal Rumble was okay. I mean, it's not like complete waste of time, but I just felt like it was wrong place, wrong time. Like, the pay-per-view should have happened after Backlash, and the Superstar Shakeup should have happened after Backlash. But since that's not the case, they want to do the Superstar Shakeup right after WrestleMania. They had to deal with what we had. And Backlash is the first dual-branded pay-per-view for WWE this year. I think after WrestleMania, they decided to make I think all the pay-per-views dual-branded, which I feel is a good idea to an extent. Because there's certain pay-per-views that Raw and SmackDown have been doing that I feel like is felt too many pay-per-views going on and not given enough time to let storylines breathe, and so making the pay-per-views dual branded I think is a good idea to just help give more time to the wrestlers to develop their characters and develop the story. So did Backlash deliver on this, first outing for the dual branded pay-per-views? The short answer is no. This show was pretty mediocre, pretty lame. There's only two things from the pay-per-view that I to an extent enjoyed, but everything else in this pay-per-view I could care less. I was bored. There was some stupid stuff that happened in this pay-per-view, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, overall, I didn't enjoy Backlash. This was a disappointment, given, this is a pay-per-view right after WrestleMania, where they're supposed to tie loose ends up, and, it'll be set up for new stuff to come in the future. But if this is what we're going to go off of, this is the first introduction of this, the new year and new storylines. They're not doing a good job pulling me in, and I don't think they're doing a great job pulling other people in. But anyway, let's just get into the show. So you guys have to excuse me because I have the sniffles right now, so I'm gonna try not to sound too nasally. So before we get into the main card, I guess we should talk about. I'm going to talk about the some of the stuff that happened in the pre-show, even though they're not really too important. But I guess it's helped setting up stuff in the actual show. There's a segment with the Mr. and the Miz. Pretty much, since this is dual branded, most of the superstars are there. The Miz talking to the Mr. Raj backstage, saying it's great to reunite with them, and hoping that the Mr. Raj will be able to help out in the Miz's match with Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, but the Mr. Raj was like, no, we don't want to anymore. Like, we're not fully affiliated with you anymore. So we're on our own separate brands. Like, we're gonna do our own thing. So good luck with your match tonight. So that sets up the fact that the Miz doesn't have any help tonight. So that's the thing there. Then there was another backstage segment with Sasha Banks and Bayley, where Bayley's trying to guilt trip Sasha into being ringside with her in her match against Ruby Riott. And Sasha Banks was all like, why should I be, ringside with you when you didn't help me with my match with Ruby Riott? Like, you're expecting me to, come help you when you haven't been there for me the past few weeks? And we're fighting pretty much, so no thank you. Then Bayley's like, okay, you know what? Fine, I don't need your help. I was just giving you an offer, to help get back at the Riot Squad for what they did to you a couple weeks ago. So, but if you don't want that, then fine, I'll do it myself. And blah blah blah. It's really sad that they're degrading Sasha Banks and Bayley's storyline to the pre-show, when I feel like this overall storyline, I think, is more developed than the storylines with the women's championships, both of them on Raw and SmackDown, which is very sad. So yeah, that's the stuff there. And then there was a pre-show match with Bayley and Ruby Riott, and there's not really too much to say about that. Yeah, it was just a filler match. Ruby Riott did end up getting the pin on Bayley, so that was a win for her. I didn't expect for Ruby to win, but I guess to make things even Steven with Sasha Banks, since I think Ruby got the upper hand on Sasha, so I guess it would be fair to have Bayley getting upset lose to Ruby. So that's it for the pre-show stuff. And so let's just get into the main card. Overall, like this show, I don't have too much to say. This is probably gonna be a shorter video because, like I said, I just didn't care for much happening in this pay-per-view. So if I don't get into too much detail about some of the stuff on the cards, that's because that's how little this pay-per-view did, or little that this pay-per-view did that was memorable. So yeah, that's pretty much why. So, but anyway, let's get into the first match, which is actually surprisingly one of the best parts of the pay-per-view. Was the opening match was The Miz versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship. This match was actually really good. Very enjoyable. I thought this was going to be a filler match, but no, it's like both The Miz and Seth Rollins brought their A game to this match. Very, very well done. Seth Rollins is proving to be more why he's deserves to be the Intercontinental Champion. He's just putting in work. He's a fighting champion. He has so much charisma, and he's bringing prestige to the Intercontinental Championship. Because as much as I give credit and respect to what The Miz has done for the Intercontinental Championship, I felt like Seth Rollins is going to do more with it. Because as I said before, The Miz hasn't been doing much with the title as of late. And so putting it on a babyface, I think, will help elevate the title more. And I think pretty soon the Intercontinental Championship is going to be the main title for Raw, since Brock, like I said, is barely here. He didn't even defend his title at Backlash. So if you could elevate the Intercontinental Championship in its place, I think this is a good way to do it. Seth Rollins definitely is the champion we need and deserve. But yeah, The Miz actually held his own against Seth, even though we all know Seth is the better wrestler. But The Miz actually, put his best in the match. He wasn't being too, chicken heelish, running away all the time. He actually was putting up a fight. And actually, there was a couple of points in the match where I thought he was going to win, even though we know he's not going to win because he got drafted to SmackDown. So of course they're not going to put the title on the Miz and have both the U.S. Championship and the Intercontinental Championship on the same brand. But the match was that good to the point where he hit like 2 or 3 skull crushing finales on Seth throughout the match, and there was like a couple of close calls where I thought he was going to win it. There was a few times where Seth was getting his knee hurt. He was trying to do the Kingslayer knee on the Miz right outside the ring and hit the turnbuckle on his knee, and he got injured a few times. There were a few times where Seth was trying to do some of his signature moves, like the suplex going into the Falcon Arrow, and his knee got hurt when he was trying to do that, and then the Miz turned into a skull crushing finale. And at that point, I thought he was going to actually win for a second, but no, Seth kicks out. But yeah, there was just a few times where Seth was buckling his knee, and and Miz was taking advantage of it. So pretty solid match. Overall, yeah, this is the best match of the night. This is probably the best part of the show to me. Like that match. If the entire show was as good as that match, I wouldn't have any problems with it. But no, it just kind of goes downhill from there. So yeah, enjoyed it quite a bit. The next match we have is the Raw Women's Championship, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. Don't have a lot to say about this match. This match was bad. Didn't care for it at all. This is worse than their match at WrestleMania. Because at least you had the other element of Mickie James being there and Nia Jax just taking out Mickie. And but no, this is just a boring one-on-one match. This should have been a squash because they didn't make the match at WrestleMania a squash. But yeah, this one should have been a squash because nobody. I'm sorry, I used to be a big fan of Alexa Bliss, and I actually, but Alexa Bliss a little bit more because like her promo work is very good. I can't say her wrestling abilities are up to par, but her promo work helped me to become a believer in Alexa. But like her promo work as of late have just been so stupid and gimmicky because they're still going with the whole Nia Jax is a bully and she was picking on me, and there was this stupid promo about one time with Alexa and Nia going to Disney World and how she's accusing Nia Jax of messing with her and bullying her at Disney World. That is the most pathetic crap I've ever heard. Like, what is this? This is not high school. This is the WWE. Why do I even care about what happened at your trip with Disney World? How is that supposed to make me, be behind you, Alexa? It's just so stupid. And then Nia Jax is now becoming the women empowerment wrestler, being like, oh, you gotta be yourself, don't let anybody, tell you that you're weird, or, it's okay to be the size that you are. Now, yeah, I'm behind that message, I'm all for it, but that's not the time for that. It just felt so hokey and gimmicky. It just took me out of the match completely. And the match itself, like I said, was stupid. There was nothing in that match where I was like, ooh, that was really good. Or, ooh, that was a nice, move you did there. It's typical boring stuff. Because Nia Jax is not even that great in the ring either. She's pretty much relying on her size for the most part. There's not really anything outside of her, her flop in the corner and her Samoan drop and tossing Alexa all across the ring. It's like there's nothing else outside of her moveset, really. Now, I said in the beginning that, I believed in Nia Jax, and I was waiting for her to become Raw Women's Champion, but now they're just degrading her character at this point, and now I don't care about the women's division on Raw right now, if they're going to continue doing this crap with Alexa and Nia. I hope this is the end though. Then we could just move on to bigger and better things like building up Ronda Rousey, because even Ronda Rousey, I feel like they're just keeping it simple with her, which I guess in theory is a good idea, because Ronda's new to this stuff, but I'm just hoping that she's not just becoming a muscle woman for Natalia. So I'm hoping after this they'll build her up more, and then maybe she'll chase after the women's championship or something. Because I don't really care for anyone else on Raw with the women's division wise. I can't, other than Sasha and Bayley. You could build that up. But I doubt they're gonna put the title on either Sasha or Bayley. So I don't know if they're gonna keep treating their storyline like for pre-show whatever. But yeah, just stupid. Didn't care for this match. Whatever. Nia Jax defended, by the way. Like I said, it just didn't expect it to change over, because they want to hype Nia up to being this women empowerment champion, and it's just like, get out of here with that mess. Get out of here. When does weight ever really gotten to her from the beginning? It's like they're just putting this stuff in there out of nowhere. So no, I don't care. Next we have the United States Championship match with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. And this was another average match that just another match that you could see on SmackDown. I just didn't care. It's just very average, and it is kind of disappointing, because what Jeff and Randy are capable of, but they just barely did anything interesting in this match, and I was hoping they would. Jeff being the high flyer that he is, and then Randy being the being able to attack from out of nowhere. So it's like they didn't really utilize much of their wrestling ability here. I don't even think that Randy got an RKO on Jeff either. Like, they could have done something unique, like maybe like a whisper in the, like Jeff tries to whisper in the wind and Randy catches him in midair with the RKO or something. Randy tries to putt him in the face, but Jeff, reverses it with a twist of fate or something. I don't know. It's just an average match, and Jeff Hardy retains, which of course I expected, because they're not just going to swap. They're just going to take the title off of Jeff so quickly, because I know they want to push Jeff a lot. I'm surprised that they don't let Jeff have his old theme back, since they want to push him as a singles competitor again, and he's on a different brand than Woke Matt Hardy. So, and also, couldn't you give him the face paint again? Maybe it's going to come eventually, and we just have to be patient. But I was just surprised they didn't just let him have his old theme back and let him rock the face paint again. But it's whatever. But yeah, it's just an average match. Jeff Hardy retains, but I was okay with it. I don't know where Randy goes from here. He's just becoming bland now. Randy's just feeling like he's in the background, and he seems okay with it, which I don't know why. Maybe a heel turn could help, I guess, but we've already got quite a few heels on SmackDown, so maybe you can keep his tweenish persona. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. He's off for himself. I mean, that could still be alright, but overall he's just not doing much, and I forget he's even on the roster. That's how much of a factor he's played. Not very much. But yeah, it was just an average match. I don't really care for that one either. Now, surprisingly enough, there's a segment on Backlash that I actually thought was entertaining. I mean, yeah, it was stupid and silly, but compared to everything else on this pay-per-view, I mean, I've taken whatever I could get. I had some fun with this segment. So, Elias is doing his concert in the middle of the ring. He's about to play something, but the crowd in New York, New Jersey was just like booing him, and Elias threatens to leave, and everyone's cheering when he's about to go. And then Elias plays with the audience and, walks back to his stool and they start booing. And then he looks like he's about to walk away and then they cheer. And so he's doing that for a minute. And then the New Day comes out with a drum, their trombone, and some cymbals. And Elias is like, what are you guys doing here? Interrupting my concert. And they're like, oh, we just want to walk with Elias. And then they start playing their drum and their saxophone and their horn. The whole New Day Rocks. And Elias is like, stop. And it's like, you are ruining my concert and I will play. And so you guys need to shut up. And so he asks JoJo, the announcer, to announce him again. And right when he's about to play, Aiden English comes out. And he's all like, you know what day it is today. And the audience goes, Rusev Day. And Rusev and Aiden English comes to the ring. So I was scared for a second because I thought from the segment on SmackDown that Lana was going to make Rusev get rid of Aiden English. So I'm glad that's not the case for right now, because that would be the biggest mistake that they would ever do to Rusev. So I'm glad they're still together. But yeah, they come out and interrupt Elias again, and then Elias is complaining again. It's like, oh my God, why are you interrupting me? I'm trying to do my concert. You need to shut up. All the audience needs to shut up and stop saying Rusev Day. I'm about to play. And so he asked JoJo again to announce him, like, ladies and gentlemen, Elias. And then right when he's about to play again, here comes No Way Jose with his conga line, dancing around the ring and stuff. And Elias is just pissed off and just like, oh my freaking God, why is this keep happening? Stop the conga line, stop the music. Oh yeah, Titus Worldwide was in the conga line too, and the Fashion Police. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, Elias is like, oh, stop it. I will play. Everyone will shut up. This is my concert. Everyone needs to shut your mouth. No one is going to stop me from playing. And so, once again, he asked JoJo to announce him again. So he goes, ladies and gentlemen, Elias. And right when he's about to play, then you hear abruptly, glorious. Bobby Roode is in the ring and attacks Elias from behind and does the glorious DDT. And he does the whole glorious thing in the ring. And then he has the No Way Jose conga line continue. And then they all start dancing up the ramp. And Bobby Roode almost starts twerking. And I'm like, oh God, that's stupid. But overall, I mean, the segment was fun. I can't shit on it too much. Yes, it was stupid, but I just think it's something to get me out of this dull pay-per-view. And it's like, I'll take a little bit of silliness here and there. So that was all right. But yeah, overall, that was probably one of my favorite moments of the show, which is actually really sad. But yeah, going on to the next match, we have Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. This was an alright match too. Just once again, it's not very memorable. They didn't really Daniel Bryan was putting his all into it, of course, but you could tell Big Cass himself was trying to adapt to Daniel Bryan's style. And it's just, once again, Big Cass, I believe in Big Cass, and I feel like he will become better as a wrestler and a superstar, but you can tell he still has some ways to go. His movesets aren't really that interesting. Once again, he's just relying on his size for the most part and just putting his fist up in the air, being like, yeah, I'm so cool. But, that can only get you so far, buddy. I would say it didn't feel completely lopsided because you feel like Big Cass was trying, but overall it's just like it's Daniel Bryan, so it's like I don't know how you can just upstage him. You can't. So um, there was a nice move of Daniel Bryan doing a drop kick off the top rope onto Big Cass. That was pretty nice. Um, Big Cass got a spot where Daniel Bryan was trying to flip outside the ring and freaking attacked him on the mat. Um, so Daniel Bryan beats Big Cass with the yes lock. He taps out, and Daniel Bryan wins. Of course, he was going to win. You can't just kill his momentum like that. But apparently, they'll find a loophole because Big Cass attacked him after the match was done. Does a big kick in the ring, and I think he attacks him outside the ring again. And yeah, that was that. So I have a feeling this rivalry is not going to be over. But honestly, I don't really care to see much from this. I think this should have been a one-time thing and actually lead up to a match that we all really want to see, which is Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Though I have a feeling they want to save that match for like a bigger pay-per-view, like maybe SummerSlam. And then probably at Money in the Bank, you could have The Miz and Big Cass and Daniel Bryan be in the same Money in the Bank match, and then you could like start feuding stuff there. But yeah, I don't want to see any more from Big Cass because like he already ruined his moment at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and yeah, like he beat you, and now you're being sour and you're attacking him from behind. Um, I'm I guess like at every time Daniel gets attacked after a match or during a promo, I start to bite my nails because I don't want him to seriously hurt himself again. I can't help to think that every time he's in these matches now, because yeah, he did get attacked by Big Cass after the match, and he was supposed to be on Talking Smack after Backlash, but he couldn't attend the show because of his from the attack from Big Cass. And so I'm hoping that's just a storyline thing and nothing actually seriously happened. I'm sure nothing really serious happened because Cass didn't really attack him that badly. But I'm just like, I just can't help to be like, oh, please be careful, Daniel. Please don't hurt yourself again. But yeah, overall the match was just meh. Next match was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We have Carmella versus Charlotte Flair. Oh my god, this match was abysmal. And it's really sad to say that because Charlotte Flair is probably one of, if not the best women's wrestler on the entire roster. And she couldn't even get a good match out of Carmella. Carmella sucks. I don't like her. Her promo work is terrible. Her gimmick is getting stale. And I cannot stand her screaming every 5 minutes. And her outfit is stupid with the freaking cheetah print singlet that she has on. And she can't do. And it's like she's not even that good of a wrestler. So it's like, why did you put the title on her? Yeah, she has the Money in the Bank briefcase, so eventually it's going to happen. But I just no. Carmella is not doing it for me at all. She is nails on a chalkboard. I used to be a believer in Carmella, but she is proving me wrong. She is not championship material at all, and somebody needs to take the championship off of her. I really don't want her to hold that title for longer than a month. She is that bad. Carmella is just I just don't understand it. There are quite a few botches in this match. Like, Carmella can't do a super kick for her life, but she keeps attempting it and it just looks so bad. Charlotte is trying her hardest to make her look like she's picking up a fight, but we all know that she pales in comparison to Charlotte. And more embarrassing than that, Carmella beats Charlotte clean. Yeah, Carmella, the princess of Staten Island, just beat the queen. Clean. And it's not even a good clean. It's like Charlotte did did her moonsault off the top rope, and Charlotte buckles her leg, and then Carmella rolls Charlotte into a pin and gets the 1-2-3. Like, she didn't even try to kick out of that. Like, even though she buckled her leg, she could have kicked out of that roll in. But no, she just laid there and just took the pin. Like, she took a finisher or something. Like, I was even expecting the iconic duo, Peyton and Royce and Billy Kay to interfere, but they didn't. Charlotte just gets beaten clean by Carmella. Just a roll up. Like, what the hell? What was that? That was really bad. Oh, I feel so sorry for Charlotte. That was embarrassing. Oh, Carmella, you need to stop. Please put the title back on Charlotte. Or, I don't know, put it on Naomi, Becky Lynch, I don't care. Like, Carmella is vomit-inducing. And I cannot take more than a month with her. She better not hold the title till SummerSlam. I swear to God. This cannot. She's not working. No, I don't have anything else to say about this match. This match is stupid. Stupid. Next, we have the third match of the AJ Styles and Nakamura feud. They're both facing off for the WWE Championship in a no disqualification match. No disqualification match. Keep that in mind. That anything goes. They don't get counted out or anything. No disqualification. Anything goes. They can do whatever they want to each other, wherever they want. Okay. So, this match was, once again, it just wasn't on the level that an AJ Styles and Nakamura match can give. It's just an average no disqualification match. They're not letting these two, give it their all, and I don't understand it. They are capable of giving us a more intense and more jaw-dropping match. And I can't really remember anything that memorable in this match. And it's a no disqualification. Now, compared to the previous two matches, is this the best match they had so far? Yeah, technically. But then that's not saying very much. The only thing in this match that I remember that was like, okay, yeah, that was a nice spot where Nakamura brought out a chair and he did a reverse suplex on AJ on the chair. So I was like, okay, that was nice. AJ Styles' cheek started bleeding. I don't remember where he got his hit in the face, but that happened. And there was a spot where Nakamura would hit AJ in the nuts, and then AJ Styles hit him in the nuts for revenge, and everybody was cheering. Oh yeah, everyone was waiting for the chance for AJ to kick him in the nuts, and he does. And then there was a spot where they both kicked each other in the nuts simultaneously. But yeah, other than that, it was just an average match, just like the usual spots that they're doing. It's really sad. I keep watching their match in New Japan because that is the best match that they've ever had to this day. And just to see in WWE, they don't even try to be on the same level. They're like, I know they can't expect it to be completely better than that match, but they're not even trying to be on the same criteria as that match, which is sad. Now, getting back to when they both kicked each other in the groin simultaneously, and they were both like fell down, holding their groin because they're in pain. So the referee decides in a no disqualification match out of nowhere to count them out because they're both on the floor and they're not getting up. So he decides to count them out. And yeah, the match ends in a double count out because they're both on the floor grinding in pain, and they don't answer the count of 10 because they're both on the floor and they can't get up. Isn't this a no disqualification match? Like, shouldn't that not apply? Why is the referee counting them out when they're both on the floor? That shouldn't even be a rule. There are no countouts in a no disqualification match. Why? Did the referee just forget the fact that there are no rules? That is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's a no disqualification match. That means anything goes. They don't get count out for anything. They can go wherever they want in the arena or outside the arena, and they don't get count out because the ref didn't count them out when they were fighting outside the ring. So why are you counting them out when they're both on the floor? You should have waited for either of them to get up because they were going to get up. But no, the referee counts them out. That is stupid. Why did they do that? To continue this feud? Because this is the third time that Nakamura and Styles were wrestling each other. What else do you have to do? What else are they going to do after this? Hell in a Cell? No. No. The feud is done for now. You've tired it out. You've done it 3 times. This rivalry needs to breathe. And then I thought that they were going to put the title on Nakamura, but they don't. I was waiting for that to happen because that seems to be the logical thing to do. But no, they didn't put the title on Nakamura. AJ Styles defends his belt with a double count out again. And also, didn't you establish in the Greatest Royal Rumble that he didn't want to win that way? So why would you do it again? It's very redundant. So no, I don't know what they're gonna do now. Like the rivalry's getting played out at this point. So no, I don't want to see Nakamura and AJ again, which is really sad because I thought I would watch them wrestle all the time because they're both really good wrestlers and they have great chemistry. But WWE has just neutered it to the point where I don't care to see it again for a while. So if Nakamura's not winning the title right now, I guess I don't know. I thought he was actually going to win the title. It just makes sense now. AJ did a good run with the belt, but I just think Nakamura should win it because he's gone out of his way turning heel and doing some nice promo stuff with AJ. To not give him the belt, it's a crime. So yeah, disappointed. And so to end off of the show, we have a grudge match between... Oh wait, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm skipping out. Because this match coming up, I didn't care for at all. It was freaking lame. We have a tag team match between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Okay, let me talk about this match card real quick. This order is out of whack. I mean, it was okay up until AJ and Nakamura. Why isn't AJ and Nakamura main eventing this show? Why? Isn't this the main championship of the night? Because the Universal Championship's not being defended. Why is Nakamura and AJ not main eventing the show? Actually, we'll get to that reason when we get to the Roman and Samoa Joe match. But I just thought it was stupid. And then, right after the WWE Championship match, you're going to put in this pointless tag team match with Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. Like, this match should have been on the pre-show because this was the match that came out of nowhere. Cause didn't they already fight on Raw? So why are we making this the match right before the main event? Stupid. Anyway, getting to the match. It's just Sammy and Kevin running away from Bobby and Braun the whole time. I'm getting sick of this chicken heel stuff with Kevin and Sammy, because they're more than this. They're capable of much more. But they're just turning into chicken heels, running away from every situation. Now, it's funny for a couple moments, but when they're doing it all the time, it really degrades how good they are as a wrestler. And this is just embarrassing, because there were quite a few times in the match where Sammy is feeding Kevin to Braun and Bobby, or Kevin is feeding Sammy to Bobby and Braun. I'm just like, are you guys even friends anymore? Are you guys going to start to break up Sammy and Kevin? Because I think that's a mistake for right now. I mean, we know eventually that they're going to break up at some point. But to do it now, it's not a good time. Especially because they're just setting up, the Sammy and Kevin show on Raw. And so now you're going to cause conflict already? You need to build up, you need to maintain their friendship on Raw. Because those two are very good together as heels, and now you're planting seeds for them to break up. I mean, I hope this is just a one-time thing, but even then, that'll make it even more stupid. Like, there's no reason this match should be happening right now. But it's just like there's not even anything memorable in this match that I haven't already seen on Raw. Of course, you have the whole thing of Braun chasing Sammy around the ring, and eventually he catches him and knocks him down and throws him on the steel steps. And Bobby doing his vertical suplex, holding it for like 30 seconds, and then hitting the finisher, and that's how they win the match. Braun and Bobby win the match, obviously, because Sammy feeds Kevin to them and waits outside the ring. And then they do their finishers on them. Yeah, it was stupid. One other thing, because I'm gonna keep harping on it. So it seems to me that they're building up the fact that Braun and Bobby are a pretty good tag team, right? And I believe by the time WrestleMania was happening, Bobby was already signed with the WWE, I believe. So why didn't you just have Bobby be Braun's partner at WrestleMania instead of that stupid kid? Because you're building up Braun and Bobby as a tag team. Once again, missed opportunities, wasting our time, stupid. Yeah, this overall match I don't care for. I don't like it. Stupid. Their match on Raw was better than this. Because at least Sammy and Kevin weren't running away the whole time. Okay, now we get to the main event. Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe in a grudge match. Okay, so once again I'm going to say, why is AJ Styles and Nakamura not main eventing this pay-per-view? But Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe are. There's not even a title on the line. Samoa Joe just started building up this rivalry like a few weeks ago, and there's not really anything to gain here because they're both on separate brands at this point. So once again, the brand split tainted these matches, and this is the biggest thing that was tainted, because I was hoping that Roman was going to win the Universal Championship at either WrestleMania or the Greatest Royal Rumble, and then Samoa Joe was going to try and win it from Roman. And then you start a rivalry there. Literally, the storyline writes itself. But WWE, being the stupid writers that they are, decide to draft Samoa Joe to SmackDown. And so this whole rivalry with Roman Reigns is pointless, because after this, Samoa Joe is going to SmackDown. So whatever grudge match you're trying to build with Roman, it's wasting our time. And especially the fact that Roman didn't win the Universal Championship, so there's nothing to gain. So WWE thought that this deserves to end off the show over the WWE Championship. The biggest championship in that company. Over the Universal Championship. In my opinion, and I'm sure other people will agree with me. The WWE Championship on SmackDown is the biggest championship in that company. But they thought that Roman Reigns getting a pointless win over Samoa Joe was more important than AJ Styles and Nakamura for the WWE Championship. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I'm saying that Roman Reigns won. Of course he won. Because WWE, I'm gonna give the credit to JD from New York 206 because he said this from the beginning. They do it for Roman. That's pretty much the tagline of this match. They're doing it for Roman. What does Roman Reigns have to gain from beating Samoa Joe, who is now a SmackDown superstar? Like, this does not help your momentum at all. Because we still know the agenda that Vince is putting on us. They're trying to make Roman Reigns over by giving him some fake losses to have us feel bad for him. So by the time he eventually wins the Universal Championship, they'll think that, we'll be behind him at that point. No. This is so artificial. It is making me sick at this point. Samoa Joe should have gotten the win. He would have gained more winning that match than Roman Reigns. Samoa Joe is probably one of the best heels in the company right now. He is putting in the work. He has great promos. He's very good in the ring. Other than Brock Lesnar a long time ago, when he came into the arena, you knew shit was going to go down. And I thought from the beginning he should have won the Universal Championship. If you weren't going to put it on Braun, if you weren't going to put it on Finn Balor, Samoa Joe is the next runner-up. But once again, you're having him lose clean to Roman Reigns. Sad. It is completely sad. Whatever game you're trying to play, Vince, it's not going to work. And it's continuing not to work. Because all throughout this match, the fans in the arena didn't even care. They started chanting Rusev Day, CM Punk, Johnny Wrestling. I was expecting a beach ball to come up at a certain point. But people were dead for this match. Except for the parts where Samoa Joe was kicking Roman's ass. Before the bell even rung, he freaking got a cheap shot on Roman, sucker punched him, and then attacked him outside the ring, and then did a Uranagi on him through a table, and then tossed him through the other two tables. Everybody was cheering and applauding. But after that, everyone was pretty much dead. This is not working. Roman is not going to get over, and I feel like I'm going to keep repeating myself every time we talk about a Roman match on a pay-per-view. But whatever you're trying to do, it's not going to work. The best thing for you to do for Roman Reigns is to turn him heel. The babyface stuff is not working, and it will not work. You need to turn him in. You need to turn him heel. There's nothing else you can do for Roman to get him over. You had him main event 4 to 5 WrestleManias in a row. You had him become a Grand Slam champion. You had him beat a battered down Undertaker. You had him beat John Cena. What else can you do? Nothing. So, other than that, there's not really much for me to say about this match. It was a waste of time. Now, in theory, the match wasn't awful, because Roman actually was trying to put on a decent match, and Samoa Joe was doing his very best to make him look good. So, I'm not going to shit on the match completely. In theory, the match wasn't bad. But it's hard for me to even appreciate their wrestling abilities or the work in the ring when it's being tainted with all this storyline nonsense. This is a complete waste of my time, and this is a slap in the face to the WWE Championship, because this should not have main evented Backlash. AJ and Nakamura should have. Even though the ending of the AJ Nakamura match was bullshit, I would have taken that over this. It is so sad that Vince is so desperate to get Roman Reigns over when everyone around the world is voicing their opinions that they don't like Roman Reigns and they don't like the way that he's being pushed. But Vince is shoving him down our throats. Sad. And you're honestly trying to trick us into thinking that he's not become a Mary Sue at this point by giving him some false losses and not putting the title on him already, when we all know you want to put it on him. Now, I've said from the beginning that it would be better for Roman to have the title than Brock Lesnar, because Brock is barely here, and pretty much the significance of the Universal Championship is non-existent. And at least with having Roman having the title, at least we'll know that, the championship is important. But yeah, so please don't waste our time anymore. If you don't have Roman get the title by SummerSlam, what is the point? What is the point? What you're doing is not working. You need to turn Roman heel or something, because this is not working. Screw this. But anyway, that's my overall thoughts of Backlash. Overall it was bad. I wouldn't watch this again outside of the Seth Rollins and Miz match. And I could watch the promo with Elias on YouTube. I don't care. But outside of the opening match, I couldn't care for anything else on this show. And this is how you're going to kick off this dual branded, pay-per-views. This is what you give us right after WrestleMania. It is sad, pathetic. It's just mediocre at best. So overall, I give Backlash a 2 out of 5 stars. Just embarrassing. So, what did you guys think about Backlash? Did you enjoy it more than I did? Or are you with me that it was not very good? Or you thought it was okay? Let me know in the comments down below. The podcast for the spoiler discussion of Avengers Infinity War is coming this week, so be on the lookout for that. And leading up to Deadpool 2, I'm going to talk about the first Deadpool. So I'm going to make a video on that. If you guys enjoyed the video, you can leave a like. You can comment down below. You can subscribe to my channel if you guys want to be updated on future videos I'll be doing. And I will see you guys in the next video. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.